React.js recently updated its documentation, and now rather than using create React app to initialize a React project, they are suggesting you to start with a framework like Next. Since then, Next.js has gained a lot of popularity. It was famous earlier as well, but only to a certain segment of developers. But now it has become way more popular. And actually, with the latest update in Next.js 13, Next has actually become a very good full stack framework to use. Now in Next.js 13, they are using React Server components to render almost all their components on the server itself. As a result of this, websites are loading even faster. Because of this only, static site generation is also become very easy. So overall, Next.js has become a very good full stack web development framework which ensures very high performant websites with great SEO support. In this video, we will cover these following topics. The first one is what is Next.js, then what's new in Next.js 13. And then we will see how to set up a new Next.js project, and then we will write some basic component of Next.js and create one basic page. But before starting, there is a disclaimer. Since I wanted to make this video as beginner friendly as possible and also explain these core concepts in depth for advanced learners too, this is going to be a longer video. So I have defined sections in this video. If you feel that you are familiar with this particular topic, you can choose to skip that section and jump onto the section of your choice. So without wasting more time, let's start learning Next.js. So what is Next.js? Next.js is a full stack web framework which uses React to develop fast and scalable web applications with features such as server-side rendering, static site generation, file system routing, support for API routing, and SEO support. Basically, Next.js uses a combination of server-side rendering and static site generation to build scalable web applications. Server-side rendering ensures that the pages are already rendered on the server, which makes them faster and SEO friendly, while static site generation ensures that the pages are cached, which makes the page load even faster. So what's new in Next.js 13? Next.js 13 is a major release with a number of new features and improvements. Some of the highlights include app router, server components, nested routes, simplified data fetching, and better SEO support. We will quickly go through each of them one by one before jumping onto the code part. So app router. This is a foundational upgrade to the framework that changes the way routing used to work in previous Next.js versions. It is built on top of React Server components and has support for layouts, nested routing, loading states, error handling, and much more. We will see this in depth when we create our first Next.js project. Second, server components. React Server components are a new feature that allows you to write server-side code directly in your React components. This allows to render the components on server, reducing the amount of JavaScript sent to the browser, which is great for faster load time of the website. Next is nested routes. Support for nested routes in Next.js has been improved a lot, which now allows you to create much more complex layouts for your website. Next is simplified data fetching. Next.js 13 makes it easier to fetch data from your backend. Now you do not need to fetch the data inside a use effect hook or any get server props, get static props, etc. The basic idea is to make it as closer to plain JavaScript as possible. So you can just use await, fetch, and URL, and that will give you the response. And then we have better SEO support. So Next.js 13 has improved the already good SEO support in Next.js applications. It has exposed a new metadata API using which you can define great SEO friendly meta tags like title, description, etc. for every page of your website if you want. So enough of theory now. I know you must have been waiting for me to start the coding part. So now we will start the coding actually. So for creating any Next.js project, you just have to run one simple command and it will bootstrap everything for you. But before that, you need to install Node.js in your system. So for that, let's head over to the browser and type nodejs.org. Here you will have you'll see the latest stable version here, so you can just click on download and it will download you the latest version of Node.js, and just follow the simple steps to install it. I already have it installed on my machine, so I'm not going to again do the same process, but it's a very simple process. You just click do some next and it will install. After that, just to check if it is correctly installed or not, just go to the terminal And for Windows user, you can go to your command prompt and type node -v. And for my machine it is showing 19.7. This is my node.js version. For you it might be different depending upon what version you have downloaded and installed. -v just stands for the version, so node-v will give you the node version installed on your machine. We will also need npm, which is node package manager, but thankfully node, while you install node, it would already have installed npm on your machine. Just check it as well by typing npm -v, and it will give you some version number. So this means that you have it installed, both node and npm. So now once these two are installed, we can actually start creating our next.js application. So for that, let's go to the folder where you want to create the next.js application. For me, it is inside development and next.js. For you, it might be different. You just go to the folder of your choice and type this command npx create next app. And this create next app is the command which will do the magic for you. This will create, initialize and bootstrap everything for you. Then you can just directly go and start your development process. So create next app and just add at latest, just to ensure that it is installing, it is using the latest version of create next app, and then press enter. So after that, you'll be seeing few questions on your screen. Starting with the project name, I will write my first next app. You can name it whatever you want. And then TypeScript. I would always recommend you to go with TypeScript if you know it a little bit. But since this is a very beginner friendly tutorial, we will just say no, and we will go with the plain JavaScript. And for ESLint we will say yes, and for Tailwind CSS also we will say yes. I know again many of you would not be knowing Tailwind CSS, but that's okay. This, even I am learning this currently, and I, in my personal experience, I really found it very useful. It provides some very easy to use CSS classes, and it will actually help you beautify your web application without actually writing the CSS properties. So say yes to this. And then for the source directory also we will say yes. This actually is a recommended way. It will keep your project well structured. And use app router. So this is the app router which we are discussing from the very beginning of the video. This was in beta in the earlier version of Next.js 13, but from Next.js 13.4 it is stable, and that's why it is recommended. So definitely say yes to this. And for import alias we will use the default, so just say no to customization. And then it will start creating the project for you. It will have these, it will install these dependencies, react dom, next, and all those dependencies, all those npm packages. And after, in a few seconds, or at max a minute, it will create a brand new Next.js project for you. And yeah, this is created. You will see the success message, created my first next app, at the folder which we just added. So yeah, we have successfully created the Next.js project. Let's open the code editor. I am using Visual Studio Code. In my opinion, this is the best code editor for front-end development, but you're free to use any editor of your choice. Okay, so assuming you have the code editor in place, let's open the folder. We had installed in development Next.js, my first next app. So let's open this folder here. So this is what the create Next.js app command did for you. It just created a basic project for you. So to run this project, let's go to the terminal. Let's open a new terminal and type npm run dev. This will spin up a dev server for you. And here you can see this says ready started server on this. To open this in web browsers, is command plus click it. For Windows user, press Control and along with the click. and it will open the home page of your application. Let's zoom it a little bit for you, and this is the Next.js application homepage which was just created. It right now it looks like a advertisement of Next.js. So let's try to make some changes in the homepage. I actually wanted to explain the entire project structure, all these files and the folders, what do they signify, but this will make this video very lengthy, so let's keep it for the next video. For this, if you go to the source folder, you'll see a app folder, and inside this app folder you'll find page.js. This is the home page of your website. Again, I will explain why this is the routing structure, why this page.js is the home page of your application in the next video. For now, just know that this is the home page. So double click it, and just let's minimize this terminal and delete all the content of this home page. We will create our own home page. We will just create a simple, very basic home page. It's just will contain one h1 tag, and so yes, let's write it: export default function home. So this export default is nothing but the way to export this component so that this home component can be used in any other files. Now, as decided, let's write a simple h1 tag inside it, and let's write welcome to my first Next.js application, and let's save it, and let's see in the browser. And here you can see welcome to my first Next.js application. This is the home page we just modified. One thing you can say, Shubhaw, I just wrote h1 tag and inside it I wrote this content, but still this is looking like a plain paragraph text. Why is it so? This is because Tailwind CSS. What Tailwind CSS does is it resets the styling of all the tags. So if we want to make it look big, we would have to style it by ourselves. So let's try to give a basic style. I promise this will be the last thing for this video. We will wrap it up after that. So let's just quickly write the class name. This class name is not a Next.js or a Tailwind CSS property. This is the plain old React property used to style the. So we can, inside this class name, we can write the style classes which will basically style this the content inside the h1 tag. So Tailwind CSS basically provides you very easy to use classes. For making it bigger, we can write text 5xl, and this will make it look bigger. And let's make this in center as well. So for that we will write text center, and let's save it, and let's see. And see, this welcome to my first Next.js application is looking very big, and it is in center. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. We covered a lot of things. We covered what is Next.js, why it is popular right now, then we covered what is new in Next.js 13, and apart from that we just created our first Next.js application. And then we wrote some basic we just wrote one basic component, and we also added some basic styling to it. In the next video we'll try to understand what each of these folders and files mean and why it is structured like this, and we will also try to understand the routing. Some basics of routing I'm not sure if I'll be able to cover the entire routing in just one video. So yeah, we will try to understand some basic routing as well, and we will make some more pages of our application. Thanks again. See you soon in the next video. Bye.